The number is 4321. Right. So if anyone has some questions, you can ask how it's work. Yeah. Everyone should clear about that. Ankit, can we move to the next program?
Guys, if you have any doubt, you can ask. This is actually a very, very important concept, and it will be used in many of the programs that are asked in different written and as well as in interviews, where you will have to play with numbers. So this is a very good technique. When you divide a number by 10, you are reducing that number. And by applying this modulo, you are taking the remainder. So if you have a doubt, you should ask here.
So I think everyone should clear about, like, no one has asked question. So we are moving to our next program. Actually, we have shared the link on GitHub. So all the programs are available on the GitHub. So you can check that. We have already shared the link on the group. So you can check the program on the GitHub as well. So and let's move to the next program, that is Palindrome. So basically, so let's understand what is palindrome first. So palindrome are those strings. It means when we read from left to right and from right to left, it will give the same result. Let's suppose madam. When we read from the left to right, it give madam, and when we read right to left, it also give madam. So in a palindrome, we have to check, like we will give some input and we have to check whether the given string is palindrome or not. So I have written this program, but we can also write this program with a reverse number as well, like a reverse string as well, the program that we have written. So what in a reverse string, what we will do, like we have already learned how to reverse a string. Let's suppose that is madam. So just what we'll do here is we will compare the actual input with the reverse input. Input dot equals method in a string compare one string with another string and return true or false if the string are equal, right? So what I am doing here is I am giving the input and I'm copying this thing into here. If I'll execute this program, it will return true or false. Equal method return true or false. If the string is equal, then it will return true. If the string is not equal, then it returns false. So let's suppose I'll enter some input. Darwin, the same input that I used earlier. It returns false because the reverse of Darwin is that I already explained, NIWRAD. So it is not equal to the input that I have given, right? So it will, so we can check the palindrome this way as well. But I I also explained with another approach, the while loop that I already told, so that you can get comfortable with while loop as well, right? So let's understand the palindrome with the while loop as well. So if anyone has a doubt, you can ask in a reverse string method, like how we can check the palindrome. Anyone has any doubt? So let's move to the let's move forward with a while loop approach. So in a while loop approach, what we are doing here is we are taking two pointers here. One pointer, I'm saying that on a, let's suppose, like I'll explain my canvas as well. So let's suppose I have a string M, A, D, A, and M. So I'm saying that my one pointer is here and another pointer is here, right? So I'm calling this pointer as left pointer and I'm calling this pointer as right pointer. So what I'm doing here is I'm comparing M, this character with this character. If both the characters are equal, then I'm increasing my left pointer. My left pointer will move to here and the right pointer will come here. Now I'm comparing this character with this character. If this is equal, then I'm increasing my left pointer and right pointer. And my while condition is that my left pointer should always less than right pointer. It means it will not overtake each other, right? So I'll explain again. Let's suppose some bigger string. Let's suppose my string is Tesla, TESLA, and I append A here always, A Tesla, let's suppose, right? So what I'm doing here is I'm saying that I'm comparing this character with this character, like the initialization with left is at 0 index and last is at right is at last index. So I'm comparing this character. If these characters are equal, then I'm increasing my left pointer to here. Left pointer will go here and right pointer will go here. Sorry. Then I am comparing T with L. If T and L is not equal, it means my string is not palindrome. Just I return false. So I'll explain how I have written this program in a Java. So let's remove this code. This is just to check that whether my string is empty, then I'll always return true. So I think there is no need to write this code. So let's start with here. So I have some input. What I'm doing here is, as I already explained, I'm taking the left pointer and assigned to the 0th index, and taking the right pointer assigned to the last index. As Ankit already explained, in a string, the first index is 0 and the last index is the length minus 1, right? It means if it is length is 5, it means the last index will be 4. 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So the right will come to the 4. And the condition I am using here is while left is less than right. It means I'm increasing the left pointer and decrementing the right pointer. So I'm saying that my left pointer will not cross each other. It means it will never do this. Like my left pointer will go to the L and right pointer go to the E. So my condition is that the left should always be less than right. So this is my while condition. So just I already told what I am doing here is I am comparing the character that is at left pointer and comparing the character that is at right. If these characters are not equal, just return false here. If this is correct, if these characters are equal, then increase the left pointer or right pointer. If everything is satisfied, then we are just returning true. It means my string is palindrome. So let's run this program. So it's returning true. So I'll append A in front of that and check whether it's returning true or false. So it's returning false. So I'll also explain a little bit of debugging skills as well. So debugging is nothing but we have to check, debug the program. It means so that we can easily figure out like if some problems come into your program. So how we can check that from in which point the problem comes. So let's apply our debugger point. So I just double click here and our debugger point comes here, right? So this is called a debugger breakpoints. So my code will stop here. So I'll explain how. So currently I am executing my program run as Java application. Now I'm not using this. I'm using a debug as Java application. When I click this, so my program execution will stop at line number 10. So let's see. So let's see there, like my program execution stop at line number 10. If I'll hover or input, it will show the value. It's a madam, right? That I have already shared. And there is step over. The keyword is here. Step into. It means if I go inside it, there is one is step over. It means F6. The shortcut is F6. It means we want to move to the next line. It means line number 11. So just move to the line number 11. So my left pointer is at 0. It's showing that my right pointer is input.length. I hover it, input.length. It, if I do Control Shift I, it inspects it. Control Shift I. Please note down this keyword. It is very beneficial for you to debug the application. So it's showing its length. That is length is 6. So yeah, how many characters are there? It's 6, right? -1. So I have assigned right pointer as, just hover it, Control Shift I, it's 5, right? I'm executing the loop. Left is less than equal to right. So I'm comparing the character. Is check the left character. What is left character? It's A, the first character, and similarly the right character. Select the whole code and print. Press Control Shift I. So it will specify the M, the last character. So is these characters are equal? Select the whole if condition and press Control Shift I. You can check it's true. These characters are not equal. I have applied the not equal check. If it is not equal, then just go to return false. The execution will go to the line number 6 and I'll print that it's false. It's false, right? So it's how the debugging works. So we will explain later on as well. So these are the some basic debugging skills that generally required while you are when you will work in some organization. Yep. So these are the basic debugging skills. So I think everyone should clear about Palindrome as well. If anyone has doubt, please ask.
I have one question, not in the palindrome one, but in the debugging. So if can I at the runtime, can I change the string value and then?
Yeah, if we can change the string runtime as well. Let's suppose I want to change it. So right click or I'll execute debug as Java application. So input is here is, so I want to change it. Let's suppose I want to change it. So there is debug shell. This is debug shell. You can write like this is in the stack, right? So I'll copy it and in the debug shell, let's suppose I want to change it. What I'll do here is I want to change the value. Let's suppose I'll write is mbd. I'll Control Shift I, right? Now we'll check the value here is it's become mbd. Now the program will execute based on mbd. So my left is 0. Now right will come as 2. Right, 0, 1, 2, because its length is 3. So 3 minus 1 is 2. So character is comparing at 3 and 2. It's false, right? So we can change the value at debug as well.
But how do I continue from there?
Sorry, continue?
In the sense, I think you showed it after stopping the program. But
yes.
During runtime, when it is going on, how do I point to that and then again start from that method?
No,
let's say I want to start from line number 5 again.
Okay, you want to start from line number 5 again, then you can simply
in the debug mode.
No, if you wanted to do it from line number 5 again, then you can simply change that value even before runtime, right?
Yeah, we can move to the line number 5. Let's suppose I'll explain as well. So, okay. So here its stack is also shown, like method is loaded into stack. This is my first stack. The call is going from here, and this is my next stack, right? The call is currently here. So let's change the value again. I'll explain. So I'll do is here. Now its value become MBD. So I'll click on the stack number 1, and I click here is and drop to frame. It means I'm saying that just drop to frame where it is. Okay. Okay, the execution comes here, so I can't do the drop to frame. If my execution in this method, then I'll change it. I'll explain again. Let's. So my execution here is, my value is a madam, and I'll change the value is Control Shift I is MBD. Now I'll call it drop to frame. I think its feature is disabled into my Eclipse, but generally it's happen, right, Ankit?
Yeah, so
There is a
whenever you want to go back to the execution, you can just select this option, drop to frame.
drop to frame. I think it's becoming disabled. I don't know, like my Eclipse version because of that. But yeah, when we click drop to frame, it means I'm saying that move to the line number 5 again. So it will drop to that frame as well. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's
So
your
for
question.
that I
Right?
have to, yeah. So for that I have to manually take my pointer to line number 5 and then say drop to frame.
Yeah, no, on line number 6, when you click drop to frame, so it will automatically go to line number 5. And when you click F6, so the input variable get assigned again. So the value will become a madam again, right?
Okay. Let's say if my pointer is at 10, line number 10, but I changed my mind and I want to go back to line number 5.
So yeah, in the like if I'll go to the line number 5,
Uh-huh.
so these stacks are visible here, right? These
Okay.
stacks saying that the call is going from main method to is palindrome. So if you want to go to the main method as well, so we just go to the here and drop to the frame here. I don't know, like maybe an Ankit laptop is coming, but yeah, the drop to frame will come. I'll click here. So my pointer will go to the again line number 5.
Okay. Thanks.
Fine.
Like that,
So,
you can move to any of these steps. So this is a simple program where you can see only one method calling another. But in real life, you will see a chain of methods. So
thousands of method, yeah, right.
yeah. So if you want to go back to any of these steps, you will just select that from the stack trace and right click and do a drop to frame. So control will go there only.
Yeah. Sorry, I have one more question.
Yeah.
In the can you explain more about the debug shell, please? Can I write an entire statement there also?
Yes.
Yeah, we can write entire
program
statement.
there.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So like basically like I'm saying that debug shell, if this, let's suppose, yeah, in this method, what variables are accessible? Let's move to the line number 14. So on a debug side, it's showing that I am on a is palindrome method, right? The current stack is here. So what variables are present in this method? Input, left,